Hi everyone. Let's see who's. Hi Judy, Ruth. This is live from Montreal. Just waiting to see if some of you are checking in. I can see you coming in now. Wave to everybody. Good morning everybody. First of all, I want to give you a warning. If you start to see the screen shake a little or something doesn't look right, don't adjust anything. It's just me. This is coffee number 5 this morning. So if anything is shaking, I'm probably going to be shaking on the screen after I ingest this extra cup. So don't adjust anything on your screen. It's just the studio shaking. I've got my blessed mug this morning. That's how I feel, although I'm a little under the weather, but nothing serious. As many of you will know, I just, this past weekend I was in Houston, Texas for the International QUILT Festival. I missed market, so I saw all my friends setting up and attending the festival, and I thought it would be great to catch up with them and to try to find some new ideas that I can bring back for you. And I found so much new stuff that you're going to be crazy when I start showing you all the stuff that I found that we're going to have fun with this winter. It's just amazing. I do want to mention the orders that were pending from last week before I left will be caught up on this week. A shipment of fabric arrived the day I was getting ready to leave. That'll be hopefully sorted and cut this week. There's some panels that someone's waiting for. Some snowflake fabric. I'm trying to see what's down there. I think there might be a truck panel. I'm not sure. This is just Wednesday, and already I've got 3 shipments of new goods that have arrived since I got back. So, and I think there's another one coming today. So there's going to be a lot of new stuff also that I have to share with you in those boxes. If I sound a little congested, it's because every time I go to Houston, I always come back with a sinus issue. It's a given. I know I'll arrive and have a wonderful first day. The second day, things start to go a little crazy. And then by the time I get back, it's full-blown sinus whatever. So it's going to take a few days for this to clear out. But, you know, I don't need a clear voice to type and do your orders and send you messages. So we'll be fine. But I'm feeling much better today than yesterday. And maybe the 5 coffees today is kind of pushing the sinuses back to where they're supposed to be. So let's hope that works. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about what I found for us in Houston. So, there was just so much down there, and I'm not going to show you everything this morning, but I'm going to show you the basics and let you know a few of the ideas that I came back with for the next few weeks and months to make the winter stitching even more interesting. So my main find, well, no, I don't like to say my main find. One of my main finds at this market, I'll say one of them, because there were so many perfect, what I would call just genuine, I can't believe I just found that and everybody's going to love it moments at festival. So I found this bottle of Ruler Magic. Now I'm not going to demo it for you first off this morning because there's so much on my desk now, so you got to take my word on this. But over the next few days I am going to do a close-up video to show you how this works. But you know, when you're cutting fabric, and it happens to me, especially when I'm using the 24-inch by 6-inch ruler for cutting larger strips and borders, the rulers very often slip. You know, it's sitting on my fabric. I'm not pushing hard enough on the ruler. Maybe the pressure is not right where I'm pressing on the ruler, and it will slip a little bit, and sometimes you're making that little miscut, and you just need the ruler to stay in place. And now over the last weeks, probably a couple of months back. There were a series of ruler grips that I was carrying at the studio, which I can no longer get, but I'm looking for another set. Many of you bought those and are enjoying those, but this is even, I think it's even more fantastic. It's a liquid, goes on white, dries clear. You just need a little drop on your finger. I'm not doing a demo because the one that has it on the ruler is underneath all this stuff. Little drop on your finger, rub it around the edge of your ruler, let it dry. Once it dries and you lay this on your fabric, it grips the fabric, the cutting board. It ain't going to slide anymore, and you're not going to make any of those miscuts, and your ruler magic will just show you how magical it is. This bottle will last you for ages, for all of your templates, and it's just fabulous. Now sometimes with this on your ruler, it gets a little grippy, which is what we want, so it will pick up a little bit of lint at times, but you just rinse it with some cold water and all the lint will just come right off. If you ever decide that you want to clean everything off your ruler, you just wash your ruler in hot water, a little kitchen soap, and it's just all going to come off as well. But once you get this on your ruler, you're not going to want it off. You're going to want it on every ruler and every template. And it's also good for you long arm quilters to keep your templates in place. Ruler magic is what you need. So I'm working out the order on these now. These are $19.95 plus tax. Now for American customers, I'll explain the postage situation for American versus Canadian. For American customers, this does not affect the postage at all because the way that I send you now in small packets, this fits in a small packet and it's no big deal. It's the same price as what you would pay for any shipping. For Canadians, it gets a little more technical because I can send out a lot of stuff in large letter rate envelopes, but I'm stuck to the limit of a 20 millimeter thickness of that envelope. I can go up to 500 grams, but it's a 2 millimeter thickness, and that bottle is more than 20 millimeters. So this automatically becomes a package, and the package, of course, is more expensive for postage than a letter rate envelope. So if you're deciding you want to order this, I'm suggesting you talk to your friends. You tell them how wonderful this product is that Bill is offering you, that they need to get it as well. And then you get 4, 5, or 6 of you that I can ship this together in your sewing group. I can split the postage between your different bills and you end up paying just peanuts, which will be the same as a letter rate envelope per person. So I'm suggesting that you do that within Canada for this one. Unless you have a larger order that's coming from the studio and I can just include this, not a problem. It will take, I'm thinking, a couple of weeks to get these in. I'm just back from market. I am up to this with messages, orders, emails, packages, and loving it because that's what makes the studio work. You got to have all of this. I just need a little patience while I'm working my way through the bundle and getting everything organized, and I proceed through the orders and get everything on its way. Get all your messages answered. I just came back from brunch, so I was able to answer a lot of the messages in Messenger. So I'm one step ahead this morning. But that being said, yesterday when I got up, it was the first day back and I had a deadline to meet for a catalog. And I actually did 2 quilt tops yesterday completely from start to finish. And they're gone off to the long arm quilter last night to be quilted. Unfortunately, I can't show them to you. First of all, because I don't have them. And secondly, it's because they are new collections that are being released at the International Quilt Market in Pittsburgh for a company who has sworn us to secrecy that we cannot show those fabrics until they are released in the spring. But I can tell you that there are some gorgeous fabrics coming out in these collections at the market in Pittsburgh. So this is one of those wonderful finds at market. Now, another thing that came out of market, and this, this is absolutely awesome, and I am just thrilled to be able to bring this to you. So on Sunday, I was able to sit down and have a really nice visit with Stephanie and Dusty Farrell at Farrell's Country Stitchin', and I have to tell you, they rock. I mean, they just absolutely rock. They are the sweetest, the kindest, the most understanding. I mean, they're just great people. They have the most fabulous selection of quilting templates. I mean, it is just phenomenal. Now, I brought back samples of a lot of those templates that will allow you to quilt your projects on your domestic sewing machines, as long as you can do drop the feed dogs and you have free motion quilting on your machine. You'll be able to use these. You'll need the quilting foot, which you can also order through the studio. I think I brought one back with me. Just give me a second here. I haven't opened up these things since I came back, so it's the first. This is the first one. So we have the little sewing machine, special sewing machine feet that's going to be available for the low or the high shank machines, which we can get that will fit all of these. We have all of these wonderful, wonderful templates for all kinds of wonderful designs that you can use to quilt your table runners, your placemats, your table toppers, your quilts. There are small, larger, there are ways of just twisting these around, all kinds of designs. If you want feathers, flowers, leaves, we've got them all, and they're all coming from Farrell's Country Stitchin'. The beauty about it also is that Stephanie and Dusty, well, they have a ton of videos that you can access online, especially YouTube. You can go on and watch how the templates are being used, how they're just flipping them around. Any questions, you can send them to me or just message to Stephanie or Dusty on the video and have it answered. The beauty about it is that this is a wonderful company that's accessible personally to answer questions, to help understand the product. They're very positive about me bringing the product to you. And there's just so many wonderful, look, I brought back a ton of templates. I cannot wait to be practicing with these on my machine. And as I do, I'll be sharing more details with you with regards to these templates. You'll be able to purchase these templates in sets, individually. It's just, you know, if you need to have the adapter to put the special foot on your machine, they have that too. So don't worry, we will find the right foot, the right adapter for you so that you can use these templates on your machine and you can be quilting away in no time with these perfect templates. So I can put that aside. What else do I have to show you? Oh, for hand stitching, I'm working on a new product idea with a different kind of thread. I'm going to put this one aside for the moment. I was just going to show you something, but I want to keep it as a surprise. Once I work the prototype of what I want to do with this, then I'll come back and I'll share the details of the project and the thread with you so that you can see what I discovered at Festival as something new and exciting to share with you for hand stitching. Another thing that's going to be coming to the studio are tons and tons of gorgeous buttons. Let me just open one of these to show you. Give me a second. As you can tell, what I like to do is I like to open some of these things with you rather than open everything in advance, because then we can enjoy the excitement of seeing these new products together. This is just one. it's packaged really well, as you can tell. So I need a staple remover. This is just one set of gorgeous buttons. Check out this set of buttons. 4 beautiful stockings with little homespun fabric tops. The beauty about these buttons is that most of them come on a background card, and you see this design that's printed along the top. So picture this, you want to do a little wall hanging, you want to have some fun with a little hand embroidery. You can copy this idea that you see here with a fabric pen onto your background fabric, and then using this design you can backstitch, fancy embroider stitch. These little holly berries can be little red French knots. Maybe you want to hand stitch the branches and use little miniature red buttons for the berries. You know, a backstitch line that drops to each stocking, then add your buttons. And think of the beautiful little wall hanging, or at the end of a little table runner, you can add these little tabletop for decorating for Christmas. Maybe you want to make a fabric basket to put at the front door on a credenza for maybe to throw your keys in for Christmas or the holidays. Maybe put some candies on display on the front of the basket. You can add these with a little embroidery. I mean, you see how perfect that is? There are stockings, flowers, birds. Oh, I can't even tell you how many wonderful button packs are coming with regards to these collections. I have to open one more to show you. I'm so excited about this particular line, but this is a collection I've been working with for some time, but I've never really offered them at the studio. But it's really time that I bring these to you because you need to enjoy these. Look at this one. So you can just hand stitch a simple tree, a few sprigs with a little green embroidery thread. And then you're putting the button for the base of the tree and these little buttons here to decorate the tree. I mean, how amazing is that? And again, you can add this to the end of a little table runner, table topper. I mean, what about making little pillows, a series of little throw pillows for Christmas to decorate? I mean, these are so much fun. Let's see what else I've got in here. It's oh, I have to open one more. I'm sorry. You know I like all this stuff, and I know you like all this stuff. So it's a lot of fun being able to show all this to you. It's packaged really well. I just have trouble opening them up, but that's good. Okay, give me one more second here. Let me see if I can find a way to open this. Birdhouses. We all love doing birdhouses. Look at this. Okay, give me a second. Look at this. How much fun is that? Look, you can stitch these little lines that drop with little ribbons, which you can all embroider by hand. They include this little bit of linen fabric at the bottom in a dusty rose, that if you want to put this on the end of maybe a decorative display towel or pillow or little table runner, it's all here. Look at this, how much fun that is. And every little birdhouse, look at the details on these. I know we are all going to have fun, and I'm working on an idea where we can really have fun with some new projects. I have to show you one. I mean, I could stay here all day just showing you the packages that I brought back, and I know you'd love to see them all, but I'm telling you, you're going to want them. Many of you are going to want these. I want them all. It was just a matter of bringing them all back through customs, but I think I would have just taken everything on the wall at Festival. It was just so stunning. So picture this. This one had my head just going around in circles trying to decide what I was going to do with it. This little one came with the background design of the fireplace. Now I'm thinking in my head when I saw this, what a great way to use up some scraps, because the pattern is already here. So I can use this design and these pieces to trace out and probably make myself some applique pieces, whether I want them to be in fabric or I want them to be in felted wools. I can make a nice fireplace, applique it to my background, stitch around that. These little holly and berries, well, they can be holly and berry buttons, which there's some coming, or they can be little green felted wool leaves that you can add on here, little French dots for the holly, and then you hang those gorgeous stockings on your applique fireplace. How much fun is that? I'm almost going cross-eyed here because I want to see all the comments at the same time, and I can't because the phone is out there and I'm back here and I don't want to get too close because then, anyway, I'll see all your comments after and see what you're thinking about this. I'm going to show you one more pack. I'm sorry, I'm getting carried away here. I have an appointment this afternoon at a local shop for a mini trunk show presentation, but I have lots of time. I only leave in 2 hours. Look at this one here. So you transfer the design off the vine at the top, which is a simple vintage styled, almost like like a dry twig with little French dots. You can do those little berries on the vine with your drop leaves in a simple back stitch. You don't need more than that. And then you have these little vintage hearts. But look, they've added this really fun piece of ribbon at the bottom that you can add to a small project. How great is that? Tons of great projects, tons of great buttons, tons of great fun. And yeah, I'm going to show you another one. Why stop when we're having so much fun, right? Look at this beauty. Happy. What a great word for today with so much going on. The word happy. But look at that little stitchery. Now it's backwards on the camera, but it does say happy. And all you have to do is hand stitch these little stems of the flowers and add on the little button for the flower, the heart, and look at that spool to hold the flowers. And it has a little piece of beautiful fabric at the bottom that you can use to make this little project. Now, one of the things that's really, really popular today in our design world are bowl fillers. And I don't know how many of you do them, but you can have a beautiful basket or some kind of container that suits your home decor, especially near the front entrance. If you have a table that holds some things at the front entrance, you can have a nice, let's say a nice basket filled with tiny little, small little pillows the size of small, medium, or large pen cushions actually. And they can, like this, very decorative, and just a whole grouping in this little bowl. And I mean, if you want something really festive for Christmas and for the winter holiday season, you know, you can stuff these little, you can make these little pillows with these button kits. You can stuff them with regular polyfill. You can add a little bit of spice, allspice, or lavender, or some other scent to your filling to make it even more interesting. I mean, you can't go wrong with kits like this. So that's all I'm going to show you on the button kits, because I want to talk to you about other things. So let's see what else is coming. Sometime next week, I'm going to be making a most wonderful sample quilt that I can't wait to share with you, that has a very special trim. I'm not going to show you the pattern today, and I'm not going to show you the trim because I need to get my other tools out to show you what I'm using to make this project, and I have it stored back there, and so I'm not going to take the time to go get it. But let's just say that I'm going to show you a fast and furious way to make the most gorgeous quilt with the most gorgeous trim, and you are going to be so thrilled with what you can do with this. I'm also going to show you a series of patterns that I brought back from market, and I don't know if I have them with me here, but there are a series of patterns that I brought back that's very exciting, and there's going to be kits available for these quilts, and these are all quilts that you can make with just 3 yards of fabric. Makes the whole quilt. I have books that feature these wonderful designs that if you want to have the regular size quilt, the regular throw size quilt, you want a double, a queen, a king, all the mathematics are done for you. It's just phenomenal. I got to try to find this. There is just so much here. Where did I do with that book? I'm sorry for the mess here this morning, but I'm just unpacking from market, and so most of the stuff is still in the bags, as you can tell. But I know I had the book out, and I must have left the book. Maybe I left the book out there. But I'll do all that for you online. It's just amazing how this book will allow you to make a most gorgeous project with the utmost simplicity. 3 yards, make the smallest quilt. 6 yards, make the other. 9 yards, make the full-size queen. It's amazing. It's just all the work, the cutting, the calculating is all done for you. There's nothing to think about. You're gonna love it. You're just absolutely gonna love it. So that's another thing that I have to share with you next week. I just need some time to make the quilt and show you what you can do with it. So, on top of that, there was a photo on my Facebook page that some of you saw. There was a big quilt with flowers. I think there may be sunflowers, a house, and then off to the side there was this big spider table runner. Well, I need to post a photo on Facebook to show you that is a book, and that book is on order for the studio. It is full of wonderful patterns, and that one that so many of you liked with the spiders on the table runner is in that book, along with a whole bunch of other patterns. So I'm going to get that done for you. Some of the patterns that I brought back, let me show you these. I have to show you some patterns. So, snowmen are always the favorite of most of you, as is the favorite with me. I'm doing pretty good. 5th coffee. I'm not shaking yet, so I don't know. I'm not going to venture to have a 6th coffee because I got a feeling that, 5 coffees, if I'm safe, I'm safe. 6 coffees, I'll probably go into convulsions, so we're not going to try that. I have to get to my afternoon appointment and to be able to sit still. Well, that's not going to happen anyway, but anybody who knows me knows that's not going to happen. I say, love life, live life, just do your thing, right? Okay, so back to business and fun. Look at this fun snowman project. Check it out. Isn't that great? Now this one is fabulous for some of you who've been asking for a project, to put in that with those cathedral windows. It's hard to find the right project with the round. This is the one. Look at this series of all kinds of beautiful snowmen. Snowmen with pipes. adorable. Happy snowmen. They are happy snowmen. And I threw in this one because there's something about those birds that I loved, and I had to show that one. So these are all patterns that are on the way to the studio. Again, it may take a couple of weeks to get in because I'm finalizing orders this week in order to be able to get them in as soon as possible. So we'll see how that goes. I have to take this one out because there's too much glare on the envelope. But here's a snowman pattern that's coming in that you can use a jelly roll with. Now, give me 1 second because I have the perfect jelly roll for this project. I have been shipping a lot of these beige jelly rolls. So I wanted to find something that this could really work with other than just the quilts that everybody's been doing. I wanted to have something that was a little bit more fun and whimsical. Look what I found. I found a snowman quilt that is made using a beige jelly roll. Now this one finishes at 50 by 76, which is already a nice quilt. So if you're doing this and you just had a border to it, you're going to end up with a full-size quilt. So, I mean, absolutely a stunning, stunning quilt. And of course, that one is coming to the studio as well. Let me see. This is a surprise project. I can't show you that one yet because I have to make the sample. Some more of those buttons. Give me a minute. I got to show you this one again. The envelope is too thick. I got to take it out to show you. Another snowman table runner. Look at this one. You're going to love it. 16 by 27. It's a beautiful pattern. A lot of fun. Let's see what else we can find. I can't show them all to you because it's crazy, but give me a second. I'm going to be bringing in a series. I know that many of you like hand stitching, and I'm hoping that over winter I can encourage more hand stitching, even to those of you who don't do it. And I'd like to do that by bringing in some projects that are fun, with easy designs, simple hand stitching, things that you can just pick up on a whim during winter. It's a bad weather day, you don't want to go out, you don't feel like starting a brand new quilt, but you have a little stitchery in your basket that you can pull up and do a little something with and have fun. So here's one of those ideas. I mean, I have got a bunch here, but I want to show you one of these ideas. This one is a snowman quilt, and you'll understand why this is going to be just so perfect. Just give me a second to get this out of the envelope so I can show you. So here we have a little patchwork snowman stitchery. This is an example, okay? There's a lot of these coming in, but I had the most wonderful visit at the Red Button Quilt Company booth, and I mean, just the nicest pattern company and people to deal with. They're just adorable people. And they've come up with these wonderful stitcheries. But look, see the little patchwork background that's on here, and you can use different fabrics in the background, from anywhere from prints to muslin to tonos. And do you see those little snowman faces hanging on the branch here? So it's a little stitch branch and there's little snowman faces. And you see there's little snowflakes here falling in the sky. And you see the little buttons on the snowman's belly, the little buttons on the heart. You see those they're little tiny buttons. Every one of the patterns that I'm going to be offering from this line there's a button embellishment pack included with every pattern for every button you need to complete that project. There's nothing to look for. You use your scraps, you have fun, you stitch away, you have your button pack that's going to be included, and I'll be offering a most fabulous selection of hand stitching threads to have fun with these stitcheries that you're just going to want to do 1, 2, you're going to want to do them all. So, Alice, so hand stitching is your thing. You're going to love these. And on top of having your button pack included with this pattern, every pattern has another little special souvenir button that comes in every pattern. So sometimes there's a heart, sometimes there's a flower, sometimes there's a spool of thread. So there's an idea for that. There is a seasonal stitchery that I picked up that I'm also hoping to offer. And I do want to show you this one. I'm not going to show you all the smaller stitcheries because that will be too much. Oh, I have to show you one more. I'm sorry. Famous last words is not showing you any more, and then I'm going to show you 15, right? I know what it's all. I know I always do that. So, I have to take them out because you can't see them well in the plastic. Look at this stitchery with the clothesline. Now that finishes as a small piece. That is 13 by 15 finish. And you can always add another border to it to make like a bigger pillow. Or you can put these stitcheries all together as blocks. Use some sashing, borders, and make it into the most fabulous quilt. But look, see the little flowers along the top? And the little hearts? I mean, okay. I mean, this is going to get you. See these little flowers down here? I remember growing up with my grandma living next door, and she had this big plant, this big flowering bleeding heart over, I can see it now, over in the corner of her garden, and it was just the most magnificent flower. What a way to do bleeding hearts than with little tiny red heart buttons. I mean, come on, how cute. I mean, how cute is that? It's just adorable. All the little buttons on the heart, they're all in here. Everything you need in tiny buttons, they're all in here. And it comes with another little spool. Look at this. It's absolutely great. So, Sophia, I miss you too. I really need to get to see you someday. It's been way too long. I would love that. I'm sorry if I don't answer everybody's response. There's just so many of you and they come in so fast, but thank you for all being here and sharing with the studio. So I'm going to show you one more from this company. I have a slew that's on order and even more that's coming in because I love the Red Button Quilt Company. So look at this one. Hollyhocks quilt. I mean, 18 by 22 finished with all these little decorative fabric flowers. And the one button in here is right up here. It says, I was going to town today, but my hollyhocks are blooming. And here you see a little bee buzzing away through the flowers. Well, that little bee comes with the pattern so that you can embellish your project. And look, the extra free gift in this pattern is a little scissor button. Check that out. Now you can make yourself a little pin cushion, add a little embellishment, maybe use a small piece of thread or ribbon and attach it to the pin cushion. This gives you a little second project that you can make with your little buttons. So that's just too adorable. What else do I have? Oh my goodness. Let me see. Well, I have throat lozenges, but none of you want those. You can get that locally, right? Whenever I go to Houston, I always come back with a sinus something or another. And so this is not uncommon for me. So if you missed the first part of this video, I'm just explaining to everybody that I'm just going through a little sinus thing since I got back from Texas on Monday. I started this on Sunday morning, so but it's common for me to have this. So let's see what we have in other buttons that's coming in. There are, well, give me a second. I'm digging as I'm talking to you, so I'm just trying to see what I have packed. Look at these little, I want to be able to show these all to you at the same time because they have more effect if I show them to you as a group. Look at these little buttons. There's the measuring tape, the iron, and the scissors. I mean, don't you think you can have fun with those and adding them to your projects? Maybe pin cushions, sewing cases. Who says you have to use a little round colorful button? You can use a sewing theme button. It's absolutely gorgeous. Let's see if I can show you some of these. Now, I am working on new projects to show you with some of these buttons, but look at these. How do I show these all to you at the same time? That wooden fence, there's 2 wooden fences in there. These are the size of this one. That's a button, a wooden fence button. Little sunflower buttons, the stars at the bottom. Now you know that screams make a design so that you can use those buttons, and I can't wait. I mean, I've got things flowing through my head on how I'm going to use these, but I just want to show you in advance some of the inspirational things that I found that I'm going to be using to make projects here at the studio this fall and winter. What else did I find? I haven't unpacked some of the other things that I was going to show you, so I can't show you everything. But, and I'm not going to show you, you know what? I was going to show you some of the panels that came in just before I left. And I would open some of the boxes to show you what's come in since I came back. But since I haven't done that, I won't show you that today. I will just finish with what I've shown you so far. Oh, I will say there is a wonderful new tool, great for domestic sewers and for long arm. It's a special snip that I have to show you that I got the info on at market, but I'm going to have to do a post on Facebook because I didn't bring back the sample with me. I don't know why. I just forgot to pick it up on the last day. But you're going to absolutely love it. It's the cat's meow when it comes to having something next to you at the sewing machine. So that's something that's going to be one of the next things that I need to share with you online after I clear up and clean up my sewing space, because I have to do binding on 2 quilts today, waiting for more to come back to finish the binding. I've got orders to do for all of you. I've got wholesale orders to do for distributors. There's just a lot of stuff that needs to be done this week. So thank you very much for keeping me busy. I'll see what new things I didn't show you today that I can share with you in photos and posts on Facebook this week. If there's anything that I've shown you in the video today, you can go back through, and if there's something that you want to inquire on, check with me regarding the details, you can do that. If you give me a couple of days, anything that I've shown you today, I should be able to get the photos and the details to put them back online so that it will give you the sizing, the pricing, and all of that. It's just that I'm just pulling from my travel bag that I brought back from Texas, and so it doesn't have all the price lists and everything in there, so I need to sit down, go online, pull that back out, and get all that for you guys, and I will get that done. I am working on some new quilts that are being sent off for the spring 2020 fabric collections with Island Batik that I can't show you. Some of you have asked to see the quilts I'm working on. I can't show you because they are new fabric collections that are being released at the Quilt Market in Pittsburgh in May of 2020. Once we get to market and the fabrics are released, then I can show you the projects. I do have some patterns that I need to share with you, but I'm going to show them to you a little bit later because I think I'm on product overload at the moment with regards to everything today. And I really want to focus on these new things that came back from market because many of you have seen the pictures that I've posted when I was at the Quilt Festival. There are many patterns I did not bring back that I've ordered. I've ordered already, especially the ones that you saw that were the Buttermilk Basin projects with the Quilt of the Month, with the snowmen, the truck on the wall hanging and table runners, the other snowman projects. I mean, you know, my friend Stacy at Buttermilk is just absolutely fabulous. She's got so many new designs, so many projects that we just want to do them all. Well, many of those are coming here, but I need to get online, post the photos and the details so that you can see what is coming now. And of course, if there's ever anything that you don't see posted that you really would like for me to bring in, you only have to ask and I can get them in. So it's not a problem with that. So all is well. Hi, Ellen. I just want to specifically say hello. I know you guys are in St. John's now. I've been following your travels. I was so happy to read that everything was going well with regards to the report last night at midnight. And just excited for all of you and just wish you, you know, Godspeed and all the best. But I'm really happy with everything going so well for you guys in there. So I just wanted to mention that. Have a great day, everybody. I'm going to go and pack my bags and get out to do that mini trunk show presentation today over on the East End. I'll be back in the studio by early evening, since I'll be over there for most of the afternoon. Early evening, I'll be back following up again on some of the messages. It will take me the better part of this week to catch up on things from last week and what's happening this week. So if you are questioning an order, if you do need details and I haven't gotten back to you right away, feel free to send me a message to follow up on anything that you need to check. If there's an order that you're not sure I saw, I will mention that there have been many comments over the last few days on many of the pictures that I've posted for many of you that would like patterns and products. I have seen all the comments. I haven't liked or commented on those comments because I need to do that when I go in with my notebook and I pull those requests off the post. So as I do that, I will make sure that I will acknowledge those posts and you'll know that I've seen and I've pulled your orders. Other than that, everything is well. The studio is great. It's thanking you. I'm thanking you for all that you give to the studio and to myself with your support, your consideration, your kind words, the messages that I receive from so many of you. You know what? I'm not using my blessed cup for just no reason this morning because I am blessed and I am thankful and I wish every one of you the most wonderful and exciting day. Thank you, and I'll be in touch again real soon. Take care.